Welcome to the Cinema Crew's point of view, and we are here to discuss Ahsoka, episodes 1 through 3 at this point. Sorry for us being a little bit behind. Got some things happened last week, but we're going to go ahead and dive deep into this and talk about these 3 episodes of Disney Plus's brand new Star Wars show and see how we felt about it, what we think about what's happened so far, what's going to happen moving forward, and give our honest opinion. Of course, I'm here with some of the usual suspects, the usual crew members. Let's start with my man, ready, on time today, Mr. E Money. What's good, E?
You know it. What up? What up?
What's good with you? And of course, the master himself, the Jedi master, Mr. Josh Warren. What's good, Josh?
Yeah, fire.
All right. So Ahsoka, man. Let me holler at E, man, because E is our resident person who's watched everything, the Clone Wars, Rebels. Yeah. Which I have not.
Scholar, the Rebel Scholar, get him, E. He gonna shine this episode, you heard?
Feel me?
Right.
So, E, let me just give you real quick your first overall take of Ahsoka so far.
Yo, I love it, man. Like seeing her from cartoon to jump on screen is perfect. Yo, they cast the perfect person. I mean, like Rizard, I don't even look at her as the actress no more. I look at her as Ahsoka.
Wow.
She's straight up Ahsoka now.
Okay, that's cool. What about besides Ahsoka, how the rest of it translated for you from Rebels to the screen?
All right, so I'm gonna be real. Everybody's good. There is a couple gripes I have, but for the most part, makeup department is real good. The green girl from the movie The Thing, she looks great too. The Mandalorian girl looks great.
General Sandula, you talking about?
Yeah. She looks great.
Yeah, you talking
Her
about Sabine
makeup is
Wren.
good. Yeah.
Josh, I know you're not as versed as he is as far as Rebels are concerned, but I mean, it's still a Star Wars show, which I know you're very versed in that. So, how you feeling about Ahsoka so far?
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with E Money, especially since I did see the Clone Wars cartoon.
Okay.
I haven't made it to Rebels yet, but from what I saw there, I was blown away, and it reminded me how much I actually missed the character because I never did Rebels because I was just like watching other stuff. So now I have a reason to go back and watch it, and I love how Dave Filoni is getting his opportunity to essentially be the Kevin Feige of the Star Wars galaxy, which I think is fantastic.
They're fantastic, yo.
I agree with that for Filoni. I didn't watch Clone Wars or Rebels, so I'm giving another perspective of this person who's watching the show because he likes Star Wars. So.
That's big facts. And Big Mike, I have to ask you right off the bat. Now seeing the first couple episodes of Ahsoka, did it give you any inspiration or motivation to go watch Clone Wars and Rebels?
Probably not Clone Wars because that's like a little far back, but at least Rebels. This kind of is more like Rebels season 5 or whatever, 6 or whatever they are. But I feel like I will go back and watch Rebels, especially because by the time Rebels happens, Ahsoka's a little older than she was in Clone Wars anyway. So I'll probably go back and watch Clone Wars.
That's big facts, but you would miss out on the opportunity to see a young Anakin, being a master. I think you would enjoy that. Just being honest.
That's true. Yeah,
and that's debate, but that's where my gripe is, right? Because when they made the movie, the third one?
Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
Revenge of the Sith, right. So when they made the Revenge of the Sith, right, he was supposed to have Ahsoka around, to be honest. And there was no Ahsoka. So
that's my gripe.
Yeah, that's a big gripe. Because he turned to Darth Vader in that one, and the way they made it seem in that movie, he had no apprentice.
I agree. I think in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, it's more like he's still like a Padawan than like having an apprentice.
He was still like a Padawan, right?
Yeah, to me.
Right.
Yeah,
that's facts. But I would have to say, seeing Clone Wars, Big Mike, and the love story, they're really trying to pull at the heartstrings with Anakin and Padme.
Yeah.
Ahsoka would have been the third wheel and a potential threat, and I'm sure they didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. It would have made no sense.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that they're. I mean, it's a retcon, obviously, because it came out first.
Yeah, it's a bad retcon, right?
But it's a bad retcon because, like he said, because when you watch those movies, you don't see that Anakin was ever a master to anybody. Like he never teaching anybody. He still seemed like a young, he's very influenced the Emperor, obviously, and stuff like that. Going back and forth between the Emperor and Obi-Wan and stuff like that. So I'm like, he had this whole Padawan for this many years. It just don't seem like he's that. You know what I mean? So it's still, but they are bringing it forward. So I kind of like that. I mean, I do feel like like people like me. That's what I was gonna say. We're not getting the full
story.
The full story, number one, but also the full like feeling of, like you said, coming from the cartoon to the big screen. So it's like me just watching it as an actual show, and I'm gonna get into my thoughts on what I feel like as an actual show. But let's start with this first episode, Master and Apprentice. Ironically, we were talking about, and it starts off with these they're doing this rebel ship, and they have a very high value prisoner, and then they find out that these what they think are Jedi are outside of the ship, and let them on the ship. And the guy says, Ray Stevenson, R.I.P. Ray Stevenson, by the way, but says we are not Jedi. And this idiot lets them on the ship, all cocky and stuff. The captain takes them out, takes to Morgan Ellsworth, what's her name? Morgan Elsby, the prisoner, and they did. How you felt about that first scene, Josh, and Ahsoka there?
Yeah, I thought it was great because to me it was, of course, world building, but setting the tone for how people got comfortable after the rebellion essentially won at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone thinking they Han Solo. As you said, the captain was cocky, like, oh yeah, they frying, they not Jedi, we about to get them. So you're essentially doing what the Empire did, and you don't even realize it. So that's to me, that's always the cognitive dissonance in Star Wars with this, because you're essentially becoming what you hated and what you fought to overcome, and yet you're rushing back to get to that level of conformity. So that makes no sense. But that's just me.
Right.
I think that's why it's always a back and forth, right? Like, who's on top? Jedi, Sith. Like, it's never one forever. It's like always like, what I mean, Rebel Alliance, Emperor, Empire. So that, like,
and this is why I have to give George Lucas, the maestro, credit, because he created a perfect illustration, a perfect allegory for what's going on in our real life. It's election season coming up, so the whole concept of things staying the same, but the parties change, the powers change.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How you felt about that first scene when they got in that ship?
All right, so this is where I took from, like, Obi-Wan and stuff like that, right? So just imagine that captain running into people that act like they were Jedi and were really fake. We seen that in Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Obi-Wan, it was people faking like they was Jedis, and it really wasn't. So that's probably why the captain was standing there like, man, I done dealt with motherfuckers like this all over the place.
Okay.
Always some fake-ass Jedis.
That's
why I feel, right, his mistake was not knowing these motherfuckers really know the Force.
Right.
That's where it was bad at. Yeah. I mean, they ripped through them like nothing. That was easy work. Easy work, And the orange sabers, I like it. I ain't gonna front. I like it. I don't know what they are. Dark Jedi, gray Jedi, but I like it.
I don't think they're Jedi or Sith. I think they just like I think they're like Force users for hire, basically. You know what I mean? I feel like they on their own. Kind of like Ahsoka was for a while. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like...
Can I say this? Because it's three of them.
It's three of them?
It's Star Killer. It's three of them.
Boy. Yeah.
Morak.
But Star Killer Blade ain't orange though.
Nah, it's red. Yeah.
His shit is red.
Yeah. Now he might be Sith. I don't think the other one was Sith.
I highly think they doing the Star Killer clone shit, and if they is, that shit'll be fire.
I think you're right, E, personally.
Yeah, because people saying Ezra, I'm like, nah.
Nah.
If that was Ezra with the helmet on, then that means Thrawn is around already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That means he's out and about already.
Yeah, and they're still looking for Thrawn, all of them. So
they still looking for Thrawn, right? So to me, that is Star Killer or some form of Star Killer.
Well, or is it like a third or another? What do they call it? The third, fifth sister,
Inquisitor.
brother? Inquisitor, yeah. Inquisitor. Okay.
Well, Star Killer was supposed to be like, I guess after he left, he was supposed to become an Inquisitor in some of the lore, but they changed it up a bit, so I don't know. Like I said, I think it's a clone of Star Killer, and it's just an Inquisitor.
Okay. Next scene though, we get the title character Ahsoka, and she's at this looks like either a Jedi or Sith temple, and use her powers, and she goes down and gets the MacGuffin of this episode, which is this map, and this map to apparently get to find Thrawn, aka find Ezra, but before she can get out, she's already getting about to get jumped by all these droids, stuff like that. So we get this nice action scene with Ahsoka. So how you felt about this scene right there, bro?
Man, I love this scene. First of all, the way she used her Jedi her lightsabers and cut that circle around her just to drop in there. Woo! Listen, when they do Jedi stuff, this is why I love Ahsoka right now. When they do Jedi stuff, that's what we want. Fantastic bullshit. I want to see the fantastic skills and stuff that you don't even normally see other Jedis doing that.
And that's why you ain't like Andor. Andor ain't have no Jedi, and then Andor had no Jedi.
Right. That's why it was very hard for me to watch. Gotcha. When you're trying to save the world against big bads, I feel like Jedi should never be left out.
I feel you. You like the whole scene though, with against the droids too?
Yeah. She ripped through the droids like I knew she would. She was tearing them up. Now the explosion, I didn't know them little bit of pieces on them bots would make that big ass explosion. That explosion was crazy. But then again, I had to remember this is Star Wars.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely, quantum energy. That's big fact.
Yes.
I'm gonna say something after this. Josh, how you felt about the whole scene with Ahsoka, her opening scene there?
Oh, I have to agree with E Money here because this is classic Ahsoka. And her doing what E love right there with the breaking into the ground. She did that on Clone Wars all the time. Like they would do stuff like that. So that's why I'm like, oh my gosh, they're actually bringing it into real life and executing it at a high level. That was excellent. And again, I appreciate how much older and more mature she is here, because she's very like calculated with the Force and is very like nonchalant but focused. Like a focused nonchalant. Like
she's strict.
Very, very, very present.
So I like the scene as an action scene. I gotta critique though. I think she kind of slow. Rosario Dawson. I think she kind of slow with her lightsaber movement and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It works, but I think the actress needed more training, lightsaber training, stuff like that. But it works. Like when you see the Anakin Obi-Wan fight, like. When they're like, it's crazy, whatever, like that. You pray like her.
See, and this is my problem with that part too. I like what you said because it makes me think. Right. Normally, when we see her and she has them lightsabers, I'm pretty sure she can move faster than that.
Right.
But I'm guessing they're making her slow her moves down so they can film it better. But they need to speed it up more. Like, you know what I mean? Like instead of looking like, because it almost starts looking like a show when, like you said, when she starts doing the slow movements, it starts looking like. Regular TV shows.
And the last lightsaber battles we got was like those Anakin Obi-Wan jokes, especially like when they were training in the simple. Man, that it's a lot different.
First of all, her being a student of Anakin, she should be like real crazy with it. I mean, like they got a little crazy with it on the third episode, but we ain't get there yet.
Oh, yeah, we get there.
Like I said, she should be getting real crazy with it.
Yeah, but anyway, we meet the droid Hu Yang. I like Hu Yang.
I like him.
Yeah, he's dope and whatnot. All gotta be a good droid in Star Wars, obviously.
Yeah.
But he talks a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And he always got some smart shit, but he's smart too. So that works out. But
what he say is real.
What he say is real. She goes to see what's her name, General Sandula, also from Rebels, apparently. And tells her about this MacGuffin, this map that may find Ezra, blah, blah, blah. She's excited about it. But she also says, I know it can help you solve the map, which would be Sabine, which we'll see later on. But Josh, how you felt about this whole going to this rebel base and meeting up with the general for her, stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, I thought it was cool because, again, this is Star Wars, right? So I wanted to see the landscape post Empire being defeated, right? So you gotta lay the setting. So I thought that was cool to see. You had a stationary operation similar that we seen with General Leia Organa, right? So things like that. So I thought that part was cool. And to be honest, I didn't mind the technical MacGuffin, right? But at the end of the day, it is Star Wars. Star Wars, his whole, satire is being corny, but having such
Right.
a deep message that you really buy into it and be like, damn. So I can't fault them for doing that. That is literally what Star Wars is based upon, is that concept.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than MacGuffin from the Rise of Skywalker. I'll tell you that. So it's not that bad. It's literally just a map and
Right.
stuff like that. So,
But actually, if he's right about Star Killer, then it actually does, because then if he's a clone, then that ties in the Emperor's clone. Even though that was considered corny, cloning is very very important in Star Wars.
yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
I do like, before I let you go, E, I do like, Josh, like you said, seeing how the world was. Same thing with Mando, right? Seeing how the world is after the Return of, what is it? The Return of the Jedi, after they beat the Empire and stuff. And how the rebels are doing their thing. It's crazy though, right? Because that's another retcon. How, like they said, like the rebels who were Ahsoka and them, I don't know what the fuck happened to them, but then they came back older after the war was over. So I don't know, like, you can fill me in or whatever like that, but because like Rebels takes place before the war, but then like they have like a time jump, and I was like after the war, stuff like that.
Right.
But,
So it's basically like everybody's hiding, everybody's coming out from hiding.
yeah,
Some people are still hiding because they know damn well the Empire is still dropped in little split, little places, like how it would be in real life, for real, for real.
yeah,
Like I mean, I like it. I like it. I do. It does show though that there's an unchecked, like it's unchecked. The universe is unchecked right now. There is no balance where, a bunch of guards come out and everybody's like, oh shit, yo, the boys here, fall back. Like chill out, don't do nothing. Like right now it's unchecked. Bounty hunters are bounty hunters. People that do crime are doing crime. People that live off, just don't, like, it's just all unchecked right now because there's no empire.
Yo, that's
The
facts.
Empire
E
was
Money.
the presence.
There is a total power void for sure.
Yep.
since it is post Empire, it'd be dope. It'd be dope if they had Luke in this show. That's what it'd be dope, honestly. If they had like the
Well,
young
they've been
Luke.
bringing them around. They might as well keep bringing
Yeah,
them around.
you have to.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, keep bringing him around. It don't be making sense.
Also, I assumed it, Grogu.
Yeah. Like, this is my shit. This is what I be talking about, that toy box mentality they don't have. Dig in the toy box. My toy box, Luke would have been there. I probably would have had little Darth Maul things going on. Like, all
Maul been dead for a minute, bro, in this shit or whatever. So.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He died on
I
that.
hate the way he died in that. Yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
didn't like it.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Trash.
Yeah, I agree, but to your point, before I move on, the movie, Filoni movie, is supposed to bring it all together. The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, like all these post, Empire, Return of the Jedi shows together and stuff like that. So.
If he sticks the landing on that, that's going to reignite.
Yo, if he give us a
It's
movie,
a wrap.
oh my god, it's a
But
wrap.
see, what he got to do though is stick the landing real quick, Josh. Stick the landing on that, but then tie it in to the.
No, you're right. You're
he has
1,000%
to.
right.
Yeah.
I'm saying right now, because of Star Wars being so much more popular, I would say in general than Marvel, in my opinion. Like Marvel became popular, but Star Wars, really set it off in terms of fantasy lore with Disney.
Mm-hmm.
I think Star Wars would be the darling for Disney over MCU if he sticks that landing.
I agree.
Yeah. For right now, yes.
And I'm hearing like that Thrawn, like he won't be defeated this season. Like he'll keep going to be the big bad, even in the movie and stuff like that.
Not with the actor they got for him. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You gotta let him continue.
Yeah. But
First of all, the actor looks great in that thing.
Yeah. So next we get to they're back on Lothal and having a celebration for the rebels, and they're trying to get a celebration Sabine. She ain't beat for it and whatnot. So basically like she dips. They chase her, with the down little highway. She on the speeder and stuff like that. But we get to see Sabine in real life, like you said. See her life, see the little cat, see how she living. We also see her look at a message from Ezra as well. So especially you being a Rebels alum, let's say, how you felt about this thing with Sabine? I guess.
So all right, I'm gonna be real, right? I love how they brought the real life from the cartoon. What I don't like her attitude, man. I really don't. I don't got the time for the person that's been through all that shit to start acting weird on people now that you've been around and trusted for years. That's weird shit to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't got the time for that. That right there, it burnt me. I ain't gonna front. It burnt me.
Okay.
The way she was acting and shit with like even with the Imperial. What was that? They're not Imperial. What are they? Were they Imperial guards?
No, they're Imperial.
Jets? Not Imperial.
Rebel.
Yeah, the Rebel guards that flew on the side of her and was telling her like, "Yo, chill out. They looking for you." I get that you live a wild life and the politics shit is boring, but some shit you need to show up for.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially when the whole city there waiting for you.
Right. Like that was like a in the face, man.
Josh, how you felt about that whole part right there?
Yeah, and I have to agree with E. Even though I didn't see Rebels, that's how I felt as well. So I'm glad it wasn't just me. I was like, damn, you had to be like that. Like,
right.
To me, that was like incredibly rude. But it kind of this was actually my only criticism was Sabine's attitude for me personally. Because to me, it was such a trope for the young female characters in Star Wars, right? Like Rey, impatient, lack of faith, predictable character, with a predictable arc, in my opinion. And I feel like from what I've heard about Sabine, she's much more multifaceted than that. She's not one dimensional. She seems like such a one-dimensional character.
That's weird.
I agree. Let's talk about another female. I don't know her name yet. Maybe Josh may know it, but the blonde chick who's with the other Jedi chick who Ray Stevenson.
Oh yeah. I like her. I like her.
Yeah. I like her too.
She's very cold. She's very cold.
The blonde Kylo Ren, huh?
Right, yo. Right, that's what I get. I like how she always tries to like step up. You know what I mean? The little slick shit she be saying, like the way she be they got a good one, man. They be getting some good ass people.
Yeah.
Like they do, man. Reba, that like I love that. That's my thing about a powerful female. I love it.
You want the fucking backflips and shit for Reba. Yo.
Oh man. I hope I see her again, man.
No.
Oh, you definitely will, E.
I know.
Random front flip for no reason and shit like that, like Luke and shit. So no, but we do see her though. Her and Ray Stevenson character. I don't find out their names, but they're with Morgan Elsbeth, and she actually like she's telling them how important this map is and why it's so important for them to find Thrawn. And I guess they find out she is a witch, one of the witches of Dathomir from ancient Star Wars lore and stuff like that. And
right, she didn't get killed.
No, she didn't get killed.
Y'all don't remember her?
I remember she was in.
I don't remember her. She was in Mando.
Yeah, she ain't died. She got captured. That's why she was a prisoner.
Okay. Yeah, she was a prisoner, right?
Yeah.
Because she had the Beskar staff then.
Right. But Josh, I guess that's kind of a little bit of them trying to let us know what's going on and what's happening and let us know what's the word I'm looking for. Anyway, how you felt about her explanation, showing us the map, showing us where Thrawn is at, and showing her powers. This lady.
To me, this is great. I put this in the same category as the orange lightsaber for me because it's like Force users adjacent, right? You have other types of Force users in the galaxy, not necessarily, Jedi and Sith. Of course, Ahsoka is the character embodiment of that by her, going the other way. Rey's going that way as well, whatever, right? So for me, that part was cool because, it's kind of like how Thor says, where science and magic are the same. I'm curious to see how their power set works with the Force, but also works with the elements. And I love how the map was. I'm loving how they're doubling down with the holographic technology. Like in terms of like what they're showing. That part was dope.
Yeah. How you felt about that whole thing with her?
I mean, for real, I'm not really when it comes to Star Wars. I'm not used to magic users, so when I see it, I love it because it to me it gives Jedi's more shit to do, more like harder fights, harder villains to deal with because you're not just dealing with Force no more. You got to deal with magical elements too, and that's gonna be fire. I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
that now. That's fire.
Yo, that's facts, and it reminds me of the old adage and screenwriting when you have to write a main character and a villain. The villain's supposed
Right,
to challenge the main character, and of course, only the Sith can truly challenge the Jedi, just like the Joker can really only challenge Batman. Type of thing. So
right.
it's just cool to see how they're going to be able to. It makes sense that Ahsoka's like not a Jedi, but a positive Force user, and these people are not Sith, but are negative Force users. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it almost makes me think they're trying to go a route where people that have the Force that use lightsabers and shit are not just going to be Jedi and Sith anymore. Now they could be bounty hunters. Now they could just be regular old folks that just like where they live at. And then if you come over there messing with shit, you'll find out.
That's facts. I mean, we got to go all the way back to metachlorian levels because metachlorian is, for layman terms in Star Wars, is like talent level. Your talent level. That's it.
Yep.
Oh, you got
Yep,
more
that's
talent
it.
than them. Boom.
Yep.
And look, someone like Mando, I'm telling you, Mando's totally Force sensitive. The way he flies the ship, man, listen.
Right. Just
Him and
imagine a
Poe
Force. Right. Imagine a Force user, and I want Mike to make sure he get this. Imagine a Force user that is nice at fighting, using the Force, might know a little bit of magic, might be nice with guns, but don't like the way of the Jedi, don't like the way of the Sith, don't like none of that shit. I'm telling you, bro, they can really go deep. They can really go far with that.
Yeah, I mean they could go far with that. I think they might explore that more on the other movie they're supposed to have, like post
Oh
the sequel
yeah.
trilogy, stuff like that. So I can see that happening there. I mean, but also I think it always does come back to those Jedi and Sith though. At the same time, I think even when you like stray away, it's like you always get pulled back. Like these are the main forces: Jedi versus the Sith.
I think it'll be different here because, and
Orange
I'm
lightsabers, bro.
not gonna spoil it for people who didn't watch Clones or Rebels, right? But there is an entity in the galaxy where the Force originates from.
Right.
So
Right.
I think because I feel like it's going towards that direction, and a similar Thanos arc, a Thanos-esque arc for Star Wars. I think once you get there, it's going to be necessary to have other types of Force users.
Yeah, but remember, we're in this story. This is the middle of the story. We saw it already go back with Rey and Palpatine back to Jedi and Sith at the end of the story and whatnot. That's the problem with the sequence.
No, but
I felt
not
at
in
the
terms
end of
of
that,
clones.
it was showing us mad different like it was just showing us mad different Force users. Because the kid with the broom was a Force user. It was like Force users that was there that wasn't fighting, that aren't Jedi or Sith, and that was at the end of Rey shit.
Thank you. And you had Luke said the Jedi must end, and Rey
Yup.
not going along with the Jedi. What do you mean, Mike?
But Palpatine was all about bringing the Sith back when he came back.
First of all,
That's all he-
Palpatine
that's
was
all he
all
was
about
about.
Palpatine, bro.
Right. That's what Palpatine was about.
But again, and to your point, Big Mike, that is totally a Sith trait. But he's just about him, just like Thrawn is about him.
Yo, Palpatine believes heavily in the Sith, nothing else, stuff like that.
No,
Right,
he
because
does.
it's
He
easier to
does.
control. It's easier to control people. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
It is.
It was
It's
the
about
same thing
control.
with Jedi. But all right, if we're going to keep it a stack, both of them are essentially seeker society.
I agree.
You know what I mean? That's what they are.
Yeah.
Hey, you just made me think something. You are very fucking smart. He's right. Listen. It's all about control. And check out the control. We grab you young Jedi. We grab you young Force users for good. We want y'all to fight for what we believe in. The other ones, we grab you young Force users for good. We want you to believe in the Imperial way and the Sith on
Right.
how we do shit. Right? But nobody says leave them alone and let them just be Force users and let them live their regular life. It's always
Yeah.
the side they got to choose from.
Yeah.
And that's where they wrong at.
And they both of them not allowed to have like a wife or like love. Or,
kid. 'Cause
Yeah.
That should have flipped your shit. Turn you into an animal.
Exactly, and would also create new Force users that they would also have to regulate.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right.
That's true. So, anyway, speaking of Sabine, I spoke about her earlier. So she does finally get up with Ahsoka. You know, had a little union. Blah blah blah. She brings her to the ship. She tell her about this map. Want her to look at it. She said, "Yo, don't take the map. Don't take the map."
Oh
blah blah blah.
my god, that shit pissed me off.
So of course, her being, I guess, whoever they're making her in this series so far, Sabine, she takes the map and stuff like that. And then when she takes the map, moving forward, she winds up. She figures it out though. She does figure it out, so that was a good part for her. But what she does, the blonde chick rolls up on her with some droids. She wound up getting chipped, and then they get the map back. So Josh, just all that in one. How you felt about her taking it, not listening, and what happened to her at the end and stuff like that?
When I saw that, I instantly had so much empathy for those who are parents. Because I feel like y'all know that struggle all too well. Like, did I not just say? Right. And I know I must have drove my parents crazy doing the same thing. So in terms of that, but at the same time, I actually did appreciate this authentic part about Sabine, being that she had to be in her own space and element, like her own freedom, because she could never be like that around Ahsoka, because that's her master, right? If you're around someone you respect and you trying to get their validation as she was, you're always going to try to pretend to be something that you're not. You're not going to be your full self. So she had to get her own space with the orb, right? With the key or the map to figure it out, to have that space to unlock it. I just thought that. I know, I understand. I get it. Sometimes that's just how personalities are.
Well, he talked to me about how he felt about the whole thing. Also, the fight when she wound up getting chipped by the blonde chicken and stuff.
Right. So
yeah. Go ahead.
The first thing, you didn't listen to somebody that was trained by Anakin. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Right. That's one. Number two, that's a spaceship. There's a lot of space in a spaceship for you to go tinker and think.
Facts.
Because she's going on that trip anyway.
Right.
So go in that room of yours that you get on that spaceship. Go tinker with the joint and stay safe with people that you know can get your back in case motherfuckers pop up, because they always pop up. Mm-hmm. What she do? Still go take it. Still, like, it wasn't Jedi like for you to have any little bit of force training. That wasn't it. That wasn't even Mandalorian like.
That's fast. Mandalorians, they run in pack. Mandalorians, so definitely
right. That wasn't even Mandalorian like, bro. And if you was gonna say that was Mandalorian like, where's your shit? Where's your flamethrower? Where's your weapons? Where's your helmet? Where's your, you know what I mean? Where is everything? And then, keep it real. Didn't Ezra look like he was eating a little bit too much?
Yeah, he did look a little chunky.
He looked a little chunky over there. Yeah, I don't know what they eating, but him and Thrawn eating real good.
How you felt about the lightsaber battle, the green versus the orange?
Man. You know what? I loved it because she got what she deserved. She got her ass whooped. Oh, girl, and that's the only reason I feel she want to train in the first place, because old girl whooped your ass and did it like, you know what I mean, with the stabbed you in your shit. It was like, yeah.
And the droids chipped her too.
And the droids, yeah, they was going in too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yo, listen to Ahsoka, man. That's it.
I mean, that's facts. So, as I said, she does lose the map in that particular case, but she does have some memory of what she saw. So I'm gonna keep going to part 2 because that was kind of one episode last week. So in part 2, we see she in the hospital laid up, stuff like that, and Ahsoka still up. I mean, she's there for her because she's fucked up, but she's really mad, low key. So we see, like she said, just rest, don't do nothing else or whatever like that. And then Ahsoka goes,
"Oh no, she said you did enough."
Oh, she did. You've done enough. Yeah,
you did enough, right? I should have been in a bacta tank, to be honest. She should have been floating in a damn bacta tank, stabbed all in your guts like that.
Facts. But we do see Ahsoka is able to use some of her force powers to see like what happened back at her spot or whatever like that. And also she also recovers a droid who's still there lurking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then from there they're able to get information from him. So Josh, how you felt about the whole opening of episode 2?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I'm surprised y'all didn't mention what happened to Qui-Gon, because essentially that was the same wound he had.
That's right? True. That's true.
So
Oh
that's the first.
shit!
That was the first thing I thought of. Like, Qui-Gon, really?
Yeah.
What the?
And they had
fuck?
Bacta tanks back then anyway. So that sounds like.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, I digress. But that's where my thoughts were
She
in
should
the
have
opening
died. She should have
scene.
bled out right. I mean, well, not bled out.
Well, no, 'cause
She
it
shoulda
cauterized the
died right
wound.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
she should have died right there.
Yeah. Okay. E, how you felt about that? And Ahsoka going back and getting that droid and stuff like that. So.
All right, so like I said, I automatically thought when it came back on, she was going to be in a Bacta tank, but she was in a old school hospital bed. I guess they got ways of healing you.
Yeah.
That way. Ahsoka, this again, man. I like Ahsoka because it shows you how powerful she is. This thing, she didn't even finish all her training with Anakin. It shows you how powerful and how ready she is. She came in there, the bot was still sitting in that motherfucker. She knew the bot was in there. She knew it. She knew it because she was like, "There you go," or something like that. Like I don't know if she said, "There you is," or like, yeah. So she knew it. I can't wait to see more of her, man. Like I still swear Rosario Dawson like really embodied her.
She's a good actress. You know what I mean? She do her thing, stuff like that.
But
so.
she looks like her.
She does.
Yo, Big Mike funny as hell.
Yeah, he's funny. He over there throwing shade at her.
No, she is. I like when she was the night nurse for all the Netflix shows too.
That was terrible, bro.
What you mean? She's perfect for the night nurse. You ain't like the night nurse?
I think Big Mike's favorite role of hers was in Alexander.
I never seen that, but I heard about that though. I never seen it though. Actually, so no, I never have. I'm not gonna watch it, but but I thought the night nurse was good, man. But she was kind of low. I mean, Daredevil hit it, Luke Cage hit it. They all hitting it.
Right, niggas was hitting that shit like night nurses. Use the night nurse side. It was like the Street Avengers was like, yo, hey, you got your ass whooped? Hit the night nurse up. She got you. Tell you, boy, she'll bring you back to life.
Right. Daredevil, Matt passed it to Luke like, I'm good. He passed it off like that. But he cracking up out there. But nah, with the droid though, they're able to recover some stuff from his memory, and they get this scene where like he might blow up, might not blow up. But we start to see, I guess, Sabine is smart, figuring out things, and I guess they showed us a lot in Rebels. I was hearing about her being able to like, do stuff with weapons and stuff
Engineering.
like that. Engineering, basically, yeah, and make her own weapons and stuff like that. So we do get that. And the funny part was the general, the chick was in like the hologram. And he was like, "You safe over there? You would say that?" Whatever, that shit be cracking up. He was like, "You would say let's do it. You safe with a hologram and shit like
yeah, you in a hologram talking about let's do it,
right." I was dying and stuff like that. But anyway, what they come to find out is that I forget the name of the planet or whatever, but they find out that that is where they're still manufacturing some stuff there, and I don't know who this is, but yo, what's up? What it is? Old Town Kennedy. Oh, it's my brother. I don't know. Listen.
What up, Old Town?
Old Town Accounting.
So
O stand for Ontario.
I'm pretty sure it's Orlando.
Oh.
So remember the group Old Town back in the day, something like that. So, so they leave her again, Sabine, back in the hospital. Sandula and Ahsoka decide we're going to go together. When they go there, they're walking around, talking to the guy who runs the place, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to act all coy and shit like that. Sandula finally, shows her strength, that she's a general, and like, you're going to show me this spot, stuff like that. Because she got to like be low-key sometimes or whatever. But, and this time she did. And when they do, they find out that, of course, still Imperial workers still working there, building this hyper drive. Of course, to give to them to go see Thrawn. So there's a nice action scene there inside the office. Also, with Ahsoka outside the office against the Starkiller dude. So, let me go to E first. How you felt about that?
Man, loved every bit of that because, like I said, it reminds me of how when I talk to people and I be like, the KKK is embedded in the police force.
Wow.
And people be like, oh, how is that? Why is that? I'm like, because they're breeding police officers. They're literally making a racist ass, and becoming police and breaking it down. And the empires, it's the same rules, Hey, we in here, we acting like we civilians, but we're still for the empire.
Same thing you said, basically.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. I feel the same way, Brody.
I'll keep. Well, we'll start right there. Josh, how you felt about them having the Imperial workers still working there, building the hyperdrive, and them trying to hide it and stuff like that? So.
Oh, of course, we understand in Star Wars, coin is king. Credits are king. So and the Empire had all the credit, so they could have been defeated, but they still had all the bread.
The
rebels were broke. Right, and everyone who was down with the Empire was living lavish, just like we saw on that casino planet.
Mm-hmm.
So there's plenty of money to make things happen, and let's just say the rebels aren't used to being in charge, so they have the same cracks in their armor as the Empire did. So to me, it's just a wonderful inverse.
Yeah,
it really is.
I think it just shows, just like any part of the world today, 100 years ago, 5 years ago, money always talk. You know what I'm saying? You can always be bought and stuff.
Always.
And I think it shows that. But then we get the action scene, where Ahsoka pops out the window, fighting against Starkiller. We get, first she's the dude, long live the Empire, and they take his ass out. So, Josh, start with you, Josh. How you felt about that scene, man?
It reminded me of the Second World War, because as we know, the Empire, as George Lucas has always said, is literally inspired by the people in Germany during World War II. I'm not gonna say it on your channel, Big Mike, out of respect, but I think know who they are.
Yeah.
So that's what it reminded me of, that level of blind faith that we actually saw in Andor as well on that side. So I thought you're gonna have people who are looking for a cause to being bigger than themselves. Same reason people join gangs, right? Same concept.
All right. How you felt about the action scene?
Oh, I loved it, man. Let me tell you again. This is why Ahsoka is badass to me, man. Because she's straight at it from the gate. She was straight at it through the window and all that. Now, where I give props at is old boy held his own without getting chopped in half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was smart. The nigga added the robot into the door to get in her way. I loved it. She had to chop the robot down just to get to him. Yo. That shit was fire, man. Only thing they missed the opportunity on was the helicopter blade. I thought he was about to let that shit spin and take him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they come back. Oh, my God, man. Let me give you some action scenes, Mark. Disney, please.
And we also see Chopper for the first time in that scene on the show. And we see they put the tracker on the ship as well with General Syndulla. I thought it was dope when after the fighting that he threw his lightsaber and then it came back. She just dipped it or whatever like that. I thought it was super
she
dope.
just moved to the side.
Yeah. I thought it was dope. But I thought it was dope that it came back. I was like, man, that's pretty dope and shit like that. So
wait, you thought he threw it and it wasn't gonna come back?
No,
they always come back.
I know what I thought, but I thought
you suspended your disbelief there, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see. Star Wars theories. Show. Here's episode 8 out of 10. Oh, okay. Right. We get yesterday's episode. That was tight. Who do you think Morak is? Go ahead, Ace. Tell them who you think Morak is.
I think that's a clone of Starkiller, bro. I think that's a Starkiller Inquisitor.
I agree. I definitely don't think it's Ezra, personally.
Everyone has Ezra.
Nah, it ain't Ezra. How is it Ezra? Let's just say it's Ezra, right? So where is the Grand Master, man? Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Admiral, yeah.
Where is he at?
That's true.
Because that means he's home too. That means he's out and about too, making shit happen.
It don't make any sense. Why would Ezra be there to help them get a map to find Thrawn? That don't make any sense, actually, to me.
And Ezra's main lightsaber was a gun with a saber to
it. Yeah.
It would shoot like a gun and it had a saber. His was different.
Yeah, I don't think it's him anyway. I don't think they would do that. I think they really got to find Ezra.
I think they're gonna find Ezra. Yeah. Ezra look a little chunky too, brother. I don't know if you was paying attention. Ezra was eating wherever they at. They eating.
It's hilarious. All right, so hold on. This is funny, but
East.
For sure.
Oh God, yo, if a Jar Jar head popped out of that joint, I think I'd quit. I think I'd quit Star Wars, yo.
Well,
Oh my God.
I agree. They get locked up, obviously. We see Sabine. I guess she's been talking to Hu Yang about like taking her training seriously, trying to become an actual Jedi. Blah blah blah. So she go cut her hair like she, I guess, was in the Rebels finale.
Yeah.
She look at the little mural of all of them, the Rebels, stuff like that, straight up the show. And she said she want to roll. Tells Ahsoka that she want to roll. She's down. She want to take it seriously. And then officially, Ahsoka says she's not, you're not my Padawan again. So Josh, how you felt about this whole thing going down there?
Oh yeah, it was cool. It was only a matter of time for me that it eventually gonna happen. Like I said, very predictable arc. But I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy it nonetheless. So I thought that her getting out the armor, and I guess crossing that burden she had to get over, that emotional burden or whatever, to get back with Ahsoka and obviously pursue a path that could lead her back to Ezra as well. So I thought that was very important for the character of Sabine Wren.
E, how you felt about her getting out the all that stuff, getting out the armor,
Yeah,
becoming a Padawan again? So
it was about time. Like, you should have been did that shit, right? Because now you only doing it because you got embarrassed. You got your ass whooped by some girl with blonde hair and an orange saber, and you don't know her name, and she just whooped you like that, stabbed you all in your stomach, all that. That was personal. So of course now you want to go train, put the armor on, put the little bit of Beskar on you got. You know what I'm saying? So now you want to do the right thing. You should have been did that though.
But I'm with you though. Students, like, you got this armor, Mando armor. You got no weapons. Like, where your weapons at? Like, I don't understand.
Right? Where is it?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell, yo?
She had him in Rebels. She had
did?
him in Rebels. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him. It's just gone right now. Like, I don't know. Like, she ain't got the. You know what I mean?
Thing in Rebels, like, that's why I'm like, I don't know what the fuck going on with her. It's like they just let her just, like, I guess since she lost Ezra, it was just like, fuck, like. That's the only thing I'm thinking, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Her loss of Ezra made her just say, bump everything, bump training, bump everything.
Yeah, but be good to see her as a Padawan, I guess, and I guess to speed that up, I don't know. But anyway, episode 1 and 2, they kind of showed us together last week, so as a one whole. How you felt about how would you rate those, Josh? Episode 1 and 2 last week.
Let's see. I would give episode 1 and 2 both an 8.
Okay, E.
Yeah, I'm with the 8. I'm definitely with the 8. I like Ahsoka, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. The dual sabers, the white, like it's just different. It's a whole different vibe. She's different.
Yeah, I don't know Ahsoka, but I still give it an 8. It was a good action. It's good Star Wars. You know what I mean? It's better than definitely better than like parts of Mando. Way better than Boba Fett and even a lot of Obi-Wan and stuff like that.
I told you, yo, when it comes to the Jedi shit, nothing top that. That be the top of that's the cream of the crop for Star Wars right there.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. 100%. Now in this third episode, let's get into that. The one from last night.
Yeah.
We start with Hu Yang training Sabine. He got the four joints up, looking like General Grievous or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought. As soon as I saw that.
Yeah. I fuck with General Grievous. But he got the joints up, and she's training. She learned how to block and all the different Jedi commands, stuff like that. And then Ahsoka gets involved, told her to put the mask on, and I guess trying to use her senses rather than her sight, and to do this. So, Josh, how you feel about this first scene with them training inside of there?
Oh, of course, brought me back to A New Hope with Obi-Wan training Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Right, with the mask on, using the senses and all that.
Yeah,
and of course I knew it was going to take Sabine a while because she's in her attitude, hard-headed phase, so she wasn't going to let the Force, be part of her. She wanted to, I guess, shoot her way through it.
Yeah,
which is, I guess, somewhat of a Mandalorian way. But
I was about to say a Mandalorian way.
Ironically, it was the armorer who did that with Mando to train him with the Darksaber.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting, where he was doing the same type of strike command. So I thought that was very dope. So we get to learn more about the Jedi, which is great, because this android here is basically an archive of everything Jedi.
Yeah.
So even though the Jedi
yo,
temples
that's
were
the best
burned and all that, I mean, he's the archivist right there.
Yeah, he knows
right
about
there.
the fighting styles, their ways,
Yup.
even their tactical approaches when they come to like a pilot fighting and stuff like that. Like he knows his stuff. It reminded me before I let Ego. It's like kind of like the Book of Eli. There's a watched him where he was blind and fighting. And he's like walk by sight, not by faith, and stuff like that. And everybody in the movie be like, "Yo, how you doing this?" Stuff like that. And you know what I mean. So it's reminded me of that. But how you felt about the whole training thing there? So.
All right, so I loved it because to me it seems like they got a better teacher than normal Jedi, besides Luke and Yoda. But they got like the fact that that bot can do a lot of training with her without the head sensei being there. That's number one. So she can learn a lot just from the bot. Then you're gonna also learn from your teacher also. So that's like two teachers right there. And I think that's why Ahsoka is so fucking nice because she never finished her training. For her to be this nice and not finish her training is like, whoa, what's going on here? And that's why I'm hyped for it. I love it. I love that shit.
The show, to your point about her being nice or not, and they did the same thing a little bit with Obi-Wan, but they got to do it more. They don't show enough of their Force abilities to me. They show more the lightsaber battles, but you don't see as much as like the Force abilities. You don't see as much as like the Jedi mind tricks. What happened to those? Like the Obi-Wan's like King and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what? That's fair, Miguel, but I think it's more more settled than that. I feel like I've been watching Star Wars for so long. I can tell when they're using the Force and they're not even doing anything. They're using the Force to figure out the next move. Being clever, having great strategic plans. That's the Force using right there.
I definitely get that from her. Yeah,
I get it, but I want to see you like move a damn like you know,
like when they was throwing the rocks and shit on each other and shit like that.
Yeah, and Obi-Wan show. Yeah. Or you know when Anakin was fighting what's my man, the old dude or whatever. I like him too. General Dooku. Like when they was moving the whole shit around like that. That's what I want to see, man. I want to see Force stuff.
Yo, that's facts. Okay. That is dope. I would say for Ahsoka as a character though, she's, from what I remember, she's always the type who loves to duel with a lightsaber and use like Force jump in that, and she won't use the Force like push anything unless it's like last resort. It's like you forget she has it, and that's her element of surprise.
It do seem like they all got their specials, because like Anakin will push shit quick. He'll Force choke you. He don't give a damn. Obi-Wan, he got the mind tricks and shit like that. Like out of the blue, he'll quickly like make
like
you
each of them got their own thing. You know, Luke got the Force jumps and the Force right. The Force push. Kylo got the Force grab, where he grab you and hold you in one spot and pull you to him. Vader had all of that, for real.
Emperor had the lightning.
Emperor had the lightning and stuff like that. So I feel like they all got like their own little things. I just kind of like Vader kind of had it all, a little bit combined and stuff like that, except for the Jedi mind tricks. But besides that, yeah, he kind of had it all, stuff like that. So I want to see Ahsoka do more. Maybe like you said, maybe she's more lightsaber wise, stuff like that. Like,
and to be real, if I'm not mistaken, old girl handled the darksaber before too.
Sabine.
Sabine. Yeah. What I read. All right, let's talk about General Syndulla, and this is her episode. This episode. So she goes to talk to the senators, including Chancellor Mon Mothma, who's been all over the Star Wars, from everywhere and stuff like that. And now, you know, we saw her in Andor, kind of like, you know, not still coming up and being sneaky and shit. But now we see she's actually a full chancellor after they won the war. So now she's like, you know, Mon Mothma and all her senators, and said, like, listen, man, we found this Jedi Imperial person. They making wrong shit. I put a tracker on them. We want to go find them, but they think she only just trying to find Ezra again, and won't give her the go ahead to take the rebel troops to go help out Sabine and Ahsoka. How you felt about the scene, Josh? Right there.
Politics as usual, and again, it's the total mirror opposite of the Empire. Yeah. Like y'all literally doing the same thing. You're limiting hunches that would literally snuff out the threat, and you're not learning anything. It's just history repeating itself. It's one big circle. That's what this scene. I was like, am I looking at the Empire here? This is a very Empire type of interaction.
I agree. First of all, you just lost a prisoner.
Right.
You know, on a ship. All right. Then they just told you the Empire obviously had people inside your workstations making hyperdrives, and you're like, you know what? We're just gonna chill. Like, I understand that shit like that. So
they gotta be on the payroll, follow the money, like you said, Big Mike.
Hey, how you feel about that scene, bro?
All right. So with that scene, right, I already feel the Chinese boy is
he definitely on the payroll. He on the books for real.
Yeah,
for real.
yes, because he the one that was suggesting all the bullshit. Like, oh, you bringing up Thrawn because you want to get Ezra? No, she bringing up Thrawn because if they going to get Thrawn, then yeah, it's a problem, bro. You might need Ezra. Like, what are you talking about? Y'all sound crazy.
Right.
Like, I got the push, but at the end of the day, she had too many. She had too much receipts. She had too many receipts for them not to believe it. That was my problem. Like, if they would have got away or something crazy would have happened in the midst of that, then it would have made sense for them to act like that. But the fact that she had all those receipts, she got them, locked them up, caught them put a tracker on something. There's no way somebody's gonna be like, wait, you put a tracker on something, so they got away with something, and nobody's gonna be like, oh, get at that shit right there. They got away with it.
And we just lost his goddamn prisoner. What did they got her for no reason? Why did they took the prisoner? You know what I mean? So that's crazy. Like,
hey, stop that shit now. Get every Jedi you can hire. Give me some Mandos. Call that weirdo Boba Fett. Get this shit going.
I am Boba Fett.
Right, that's how I would have did it. Everybody that was in the show would have been up in there.
So I think we're gonna get that eventually. That's gonna be dope, though, like you said. So Sabine is talking to Ahsoka about she's having trouble. Kind of, we're talking about using the Force now. She way too early be like, yo, it gotta, to me, like, I want to be able to use the Force right now. But I guess she's anxious or whatever like that. But us knowing how long it takes to like really master the shit, we know it like really early. But anyway, Ahsoka kind of tell her like it don't happen like that. It don't happen like right away. You know what I'm saying? And then she like used the Force, to move the coffee cup, and then she leaves Sabine to kind of use that on her own, shot on her own, stuff like that. But yeah, how you feel about that conversation with Sabine and Ahsoka?
All right, so listen, that was the realest shit ever when she said it don't happen like that, and she could have. I wanted her to be more realer with it, been like, all right, you see how you got stabbed? It normally happens right before that, where you could have stopped that. Since you didn't stop it, it's not there yet. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was a perfect lesson in its own. You got stabbed. You didn't stop nothing when your life was on the line. The Force ain't come and help you. You're that means you're doing something wrong. You're pushing it away. You're doing something. You're not listening. You're doing something wrong.
Well, also, according to Hu Yang, they would have never even let her as a student in Jedi Temple. She would never made
She's the worst one. Right.
Yeah.
But never she got forced, and I'm gonna tell you why she got forced, because she picked up that black lightsaber and was maneuvering that thing.
Dark saber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Better
dark
than
saber,
Mando too.
Better than Mando. I'm talking about like she could flip it around in her hands.
And she's like the descendant of the first person who created it.
Yeah, that's why I think she can hold it. Yep.
Yeah. Josh, how you felt about that scene in conversation and stuff like that? So.
Yeah, I agree with E. That was a brilliant explanation as well, bro. Because her issue, as we can all see, is just the impatience and the lack of faith. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're doing too much, as opposed to being one with the Force. Like, you've been around enough Jedi to at least know that part. I mean, I feel like us in the audience probably know more about the Force than she do. But that's what it seemed like. But she should know more than us. But I get it. And to be fair to Hu Yang, I agree with him too. So if her metachlorine levels are that low, she's going to have to try 10 times as harder.
Yeah.
Than the talented other young Jedi and younglings who are Force sensitive. They pick up that has the because remember in what's it called, and Phantom Menace, they had the machine, the little device, that measured Anakin's metachlorine levels. His was off the charts.
Yeah,
huge talent. Hers is probably like is like flickering at the
right.
So she just got to try harder. That's it. And I feel like this is why I appreciate Hu Yang, and this is why it's a brilliant droid for Jedi specifically. It reminds me of the Captain quiz, exam in Star Trek, the Kobayashi Maru. It forces you to combat a ethical quandary where there's no right decision, but you have to make a decision. So for me, Hu Yang, he's such an antagonizing presence that if you don't have the Force, you're always going to be combating with him. Once you see what he's actually trying to do, then you don't respond to him. You just interact with him like Ahsoka's doing. But Sabine's so easily manipulated with her emotions, which is literally the thesis of what Ahsoka's saying in all your training. Like, anger and fear are great motivators, but they, lead you to the dark side.
As we saw several times before, stuff like that. So after that though, they get the call, the hologram call from General Syndulla that she can't make it. She's stuck and whatnot. And I don't like that either. I'm like, you should have just fucking left anyway. Like, how you gonna leave him hanging? But anyway, that's how they ended there. But I guess that's rebel. Like you said, Josh, the rebel always fucking up, like the rebel politics or whatever. They're
just following orders similar to the Empire did.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, though, right when they get in hyperspeed, they lose her call, and the blonde chick and the rest of the and Starkiller dude or Morak, whatever they Morak, and they all on him basically. So they got to jump in the back, with the guns, stuff like that. Ahsoka's doing her thing, maneuvering the ship. We got like a Star Wars galaxy ship battle, going back and forth. And we see that, Sabine's able to take out a couple, but not all of them. Meanwhile, the chick Morgan Elsbeth is waiting for him. So Josh, before we get to the end of that part, how you felt about this scene in the battle in the air?
Oh, absolutely wonderful, dogfight, if you will, in Star Wars, in terms of the ships and fighting and whatnot. I like how the ships were very vintage, let's say, and you could tell that they were recently in battle from previous wars. So I thought that was a cool element of the scene, and I appreciated how they mirrored it once again with A New Hope with Han and Luke. So I thought that was cool too.
How you felt about that?
All right, I'm down with bringing up stuff that you see from old films and stuff like that, but not every damn time. Every time it's like that, bro. Every time it's like that. Somebody flying the joint and somebody got to be the shooter, and it's always like that, man. Why can't somebody, like, I don't know? They need to switch it up a little bit. It's new people watching this, and it's people that's been watching this. So I feel like don't be scared. Switch it up a little bit. Get crazy. Like, I felt like they got crazier after that. After that, I felt like they got crazy.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah. So she takes out a couple, and then the chick is ordered to fall back by Morgan Elsbeth. She said, I'll take care of him. So she got this huge ring, basically, and she's shooting. They done lost power, so they sit in ducks, pretty much. So she wound up clipping them, stuff like that, but not actually destroying the ship. And then the blonde chick, like, congratulations, you almost destroyed him. I love her, yo.
I like her, yo. She's crazy.
Yeah. So then she goes after him. Meanwhile, this you talking about, Ahsoka hops out the damn ship and got the got her spacesuit on, and she's like, she takes out the whole ship outside the ship, stuff like that, and then gets back in the ship. How you felt about this? I'll start with you this time, bro.
All right, so this is the shit I like right here, like the unexpected. Boom, she's outside on the ship with the sabers, going to work on spaceships.
Right.
Like that right there, you don't see.
No.
And another thing, I don't want to hear that. Like people like Luke. I love Luke, but I don't want to hear he a good pilot and da da da. Every Force user is a good pilot, as we can see. No Force user behind the wheel.
That's true. Well, it's part of the training though too, stuff like that.
Right. So every
Yeah.
time there's a Force user,
Yeah.
best believe that he know how to fly.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's nice.
Yeah.
And he's very nice.
Yeah, that's why it's
That's
more
what this shit
impressive.
showed me.
It's more impressive that Han and Poe are such good pilots because they're not Force users. stuff
Right,
like
because
that.
they're
Yeah.
not Force users.
They may not be. They're Force sensitive though.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely.
Yeah.
They're not off the scale, but they definitely got it, just like Mando.
Yeah. But I thought it was dope. Josh, how you felt about that whole thing, that whole scene, man?
Oh yeah, that was really cool. And I actually have to add on to E's point because he's right. Like you should have a different, you should have a different scene besides someone being the driver, someone being the shooter. Like I would have a droid shooting and all. That's just what I would do. But in terms of them having the last minute, oh, I got to scan for my results, Su Yang, and then they get clipped. I was like, all right, that's a plot device there, of course. But it's Star Wars, so I'm okay with it personally. But I thought it was interesting, as you said, Big Mike, the banter between the Star Wars Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
and the blonde Kylo Ren. So I thought that was a great. But again, that's very Sith-like and Empire-like because they always had people trying to take each other out because it was that competitive to ascend, as we saw with E Money's favorite character.
Yeah. Also, I feel like she might feel like, I mean, I know you're a witch and all, but you ain't got these Jedi powers I got. I just feel like she better than her. A little bit too, a little bit.
Definitely.
Right, but that's where I feel she's wrong though, because old girl stuck with Ahsoka with a best card staff.
That's true.
Like, you feel what I'm saying? That witch ain't no joke. You can't sleep on that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't sleep on them.
I agree, but I think the girl is young too. The other one, not a little naive.
Yeah,
like to me.
Yeah.
Like the dude, the older dude. He like he know better. But the girl,
he know better. You peeping?
Yeah,
right. He know how to move in a room full of vultures.
Yeah, but she a little young and brash. Oh,
Star Killer.
Oh, right.
He don't say too much.
Yeah.
He ain't doing too much. He don't say too much. He know how to move.
Well, they do get away and they get to the particular planet. Before that, we see the space whales from Rebels, stuff like that, and they do get away, and they want to maneuver through the wells. And loses, and they lose them, and they want to hide in the forest and stuff like that. And we see that now the dude done came back, and the rest of them, so they know they're in the forest at this point, and they're by themselves, and the show goes off. So, E, how you feeling about the show ended? And look forward to what's next episode.
Man, I can't wait to see everybody get it in. That's. Hey, how many more episodes is there? Because I'm not sure.
5. It's 8 episodes.
Oh, so it's 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this ain't a 6. This ain't a 6 jerk. It's 8.
Not 6. It's not 3:00 in the morning. Like Star Wars getting the red carpet treatment. Better than Marvel.
Right. Yeah. How is that? Why is that?
Bigger IP.
What did Josh just say? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, Josh, how you feel about how it ended, and what you looking forward to for the next episode?
I thought it set it up the season perfectly because I was scrolling through IMDb during the show and it's listed as a miniseries. There's not going to be a season 2,
right?
But I'm very excited. They probably going to go all out leading into that Dave Filoni movie. That's going to be fantastic.
Oh, a movie? Okay, let's go. Give it to us. Bigger budget.
I got a feeling that because they're by themselves, and as far as I think we'll get some great scenes. Stuff like that. Also / training for Sabine. But I think that Syndulla is gonna come save them with the troops. I think she's gonna like screw her orders and still go save them in the next episode. I feel like. So I can see that happen.
You don't think it's gonna tear shit out the frame?
No, I do. I agree with that. But I think she can't take them all along by herself. You talking about Morak, you talking about the blonde, you talking about Ray Stevenson. There's a whole bunch of them, bro. I'm just saying. So I think she gonna want a little quarter maybe. I see Syndulla saving them, with the troops and shit like that.
Yeah, because Sabine ain't ready yet.
Or Luke.
Or Luke would be dope too. Actually, yeah, Sabine definitely ain't ready.
I feel like they would save Luke for the finale, personally.
Yeah, of course they is.
Or somewhere. They gotta bring Luke, man. I'm sorry, man. Like,
man. And for real, I don't see why the Winter Soldier is not Luke. I still don't
Exactly. And he said he wanted to do it.
Yeah, I still don't. Mark Hamill hating ass, man. He was hating. And I think he was hating because he called him Pops. He shouldn't have called him that.
I think he also might want to get some coin with this strike, right? Because that's an opportunity for them to use his likeness, so he can get paid for that. So I get it. Business is business. You feel me?
Right. Real quick, episode 3. How would you rate that one? E?
I'm gonna give episode 3. I'm only gonna give it an 8.5. I want to give it a 9, but I'm gonna give it an 8.5 because her on that spaceship, she was wrecking shop.
All right.
I ain't never seen a Jedi do that.
That's true. I have not. Josh?
Yeah, this one was the 9 for me. And I just seen it. I just seen it a couple of minutes ago, so it's fresh in my mind.
I was watching it again too. Yeah.
And for me, from the spaceship, and also how that mirrored the Rise of Skywalker, when Rey kept Kylo's TIE fighter.
Yeah, I'll think about that. That was dope too, actually. Even though she was married
she did it in space, to me that shows the Force, using the Force.
Yeah.
So there you go, Big Mike. It may not be flashy, but that's Force right
there.
It
makes more sense though for me with Ahsoka than it does Rey, because Rey was so new.
And she was doing
fucking
They were trying to make her like a
goddamn man. And she was doing every trick in the book. Like she just learned how to be a Jedi and stuff like that. Like it was crazy. So that's why it makes more sense. Like
y'all cheated us on Finn. We ain't forget about that. Y'all cheated us on Finn.
I think he gonna get his just due, and when they come back for the next movie.
You think they gonna allow him back in the building after what he said?
I
mean, they should. Honestly, they should. They did him dirty.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm just, but I would say, I love John Boyega, right? But he did not cover himself with glory in terms of being professional.
I mean,
in the industry, I get it though.
He said he would do a Disney Plus show. I wouldn't either.
How professional can you be?
Hold that thought, 8. We'll get to that. Let me finish the show. I'm with 8.5 to follow you. So it's episode 1 through 3 for Disney Plus's new series Ahsoka. We'll be back for episode 4 next week sometime to keep it going and stuff like that. Hopefully we'll have some more members of the team as well. But we're loving the show so far. Hopefully it gets better and better. Appreciate you guys watch, comment, and subscribe. All you guys who watch, thanks for you guys who did comment today. Me and E will be back on Sunday to discuss the new season of Power, Book 4, Episode 1. So me, E, and my girl Shelly Shell back in the building with that team. And, of course, I'll be back on Tuesday, every Tuesday, during my Beyond the Trenches football show for football season. So about to get real busy on the channel. So there's a lot of things happening. There'll be some revamping happening you'll see coming up soon. But appreciate all you guys, and please just help the channel grow as much as you can. So from the rest of my team, we out.
Peace.
Yeah.